So, hello, hello, hello. Here we are for this short tutorial on spinal awakening, Kundalini style. So, I want to say a couple of words before we start because I think it's necessary to know why we're doing what we're doing. So, this practice, it's a series of kriyas. Kriyas means literally action. It means also like a way to purify and unblock stagnant energy in our body. So you will see that it refers to a repeated amount of time of the same movement, a repeated movement for an amount of time, better said, with a strong, usually breath, but not always. So as we move through these kriyas, we're gonna notice that we move up from the lowest chakras, the lowest part of our body, the lowest organs, and the hormonal system as well, to the highest. And it's a way to also sublimate our energies, to sublimate our state. And that means to come from the more primal parts of us, the more animal parts of us, to the more transcendental part of us. And also helps us to uplift our energy if we feel lethargic, like I felt this morning before I practiced this set of kriyas. It helps us to feel more vigorous, more focused, more alert, and therefore to face our day in the most open way. And it's a practice that I would suggest to do in the morning rather than the evening, because it's very activating, as I said. And so let's start. So you don't need much apart from maybe a cushion under the buttocks, but I prefer to sit directly on the ground. You might want to take some time to find a cushion or whatever is comfortable for you to have your spine elongated. And then we start with 3 sides, so 3 physiological sides. We can take a couple of breaths in like that, and then exhale through the mouth. And physiological breaths, this kind of breath that we're doing now, deep inhale and then a shorter inhale and an exhale through the mouth, is really helpful also throughout your day when you feel that you need a moment of calm and peace. You need to bring your nervous system back to balance. And once you finish with your 3rd or 4th round of physiological side, you can close your eyes and take a moment to gaze inward. To notice what is there, what is present for you. And instead of pushing away or trying to analyze, just open yourself to it. Open yourself to whatever is present. And it really does help me, and I will suggest you to try to bring a hint of a smile in your face. So the sides of the eyes are smiling and the side of the mouth. But also this smile can move in your chest, in your belly area. Until you feel that every cell in your body is smiling. And this is a crucial part of our practice, to open ourselves to whatever will come up as we steer the waters in our complex being. We want to really welcome whatever will come up to surface. So another moment to really embody this welcoming energy. And to seal this first moment of the beginning of the practice, I would like you to bring your hands together and rub them very strongly until you can feel this energy, this warmth, rubbing, rubbing, rubbing. And then bringing the hands together at the heart center and connecting this warmth to your heart. Opening the heart a bit more, the chest space, and gently bowing the head to the heart center. Mind and heart coherence is really important, not only when we practice yoga, during the day. Really taking the time to connect heart and mind. And setting an intention, if there is an intention today that you want to bring specifically to your practice. And if nothing comes, I can give you one that could be, I am aligning all parts of myself to serve my higher self. And then we start with the kriyas. The first one, let's place the hands on the knees. We start moving the upper body in anti-clockwise direction. So we're making circles. And let's focus on the movement created in the lower back, all the way to the sitting bones area, the area as well of the legs, the knees, ankles and feet. So really is the first chakra here that we are trying to stimulate, feeling the deep roots that you're putting onto the ground, like you're spiraling down deeper and deeper. And as we move, we notice how the breath moves. Maybe it goes already together with the movement. Maybe you have to imagine that your breath is moving you, and so that as you come forward, you inhale. As you move back, you exhale. And the breath is deep and nurturing through the nose. And if you have difficulties breathing through the nose today, of course, you can breathe through the mouth, but just try, put an effort to breathe with the nose, as we all know how important that is. And I'm not gonna list the reasons why, but I will talk about this into another video. And then let's stay with our movement, with our rhythm. And we bring in the last but not least detail into this practice is that the eyes are closed and the gaze moves to the third eye center, to the space between the eyebrows. really important because we try to keep this throughout the practice. So this mudra, looking up to the space between the eyebrows. Let's take 2 more. And then changing direction, so now we're moving clockwise. I will talk less so that you can really focus inward. Putting deep roots down to the center of the earth. The color for this chakra is red color. Base of our spine, legs and feet. Good. As we move a couple of times more, then we will prepare to meet each other in the center. So find your center, press your sitting bones down. Deep inhale. Holding the breath with full lungs, squeezing the pelvic floor muscle like you want to bring the sitting bones one towards the other, lifting up the pelvic floor. And then as you exhale, you relax. Taking a moment in stillness to just notice how it feels. Where is the energy in your body? Where is the movement, the memory of the movement? Feeling this vibration in the lowest part of our body. Feeling grounded. Feeling present in the here and now. Long inhale and full exhale. So let's move up for the second Kriya. We will have to keep the legs into Sukhasana. Bring the shins one in front of the other. I hope it's comfortable for you. And then you grab with your hands your shins. You grab so that you can also pull back with your arms to allow this arch in the lower back area. And as you exhale, you're gonna round the lower back. So I'm gonna show you from the side. Inhale as I overarch my lumbar spine. Exhale as I round. And it's quite fast here, the breath. It's like a sniff and throat breath. So we inhale strongly from the nose and exhale strongly from the nose. Let me show you. Okay, so as you notice, I try to move mainly my lower back, not so much the shoulders nor the neck, right? So it's really still in the lowest part of our back, this movement. Let's begin. Inhale and exhale. Close your eyes, find your gaze to the third eye center. Find your rhythm as well. You don't have to go the same rhythm as I go. Really focusing on the movement of the belly as well, the lower belly, hips area. Here we are moving also our water, so we are at the second chakra. Water, sensuality, sexuality, creativity. Let's continue for 10, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Deep inhale, lengthen spine. Holding the breath, squeezing sitting bones together, lifting up the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, the root lock. Sending the energy up to the third eye, and then relaxing and releasing. To come back to a neutral position where you can feel where the energy moved. Where do you feel this vibrating, tingling sensation now? Second chakra, color is orange. Lower belly, lower back, the area of the hips. Deep inhale and exhale. Good, we're moving up to the solar plexus, the area of the diaphragm, the stomach, where we hold a lot of fire. It's our fire, Agni system, the digestive system, right? And here I use the Kriya of breath of fire, Kapalabhati, with the arms up, 60 degrees angle. The four fingers in and the thumbs pointing upward like they're gonna meet somewhere above my head. If this is the first time that you practice Kapalabhati, breath of fire, then place one hand on the belly so that you can feel the movement of your belly. As you inhale, the belly comes out. Exhale in. Focusing on the exhalation, forceful exhalation. Inhale comes natural. And we'll try to do 30 breaths like this. Close your eyes, deep inhale from your nose. Exhale from the mouth, and then start breath of fire. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take both of your arms up even though one hand was on your belly. Take the thumbs to touch. Where is it? Above your head. Where is it? Here. Deep inhale. Holding your breath, squeezing Mula Bandha and squeezing gently the lower belly in as well, Uddiyana Bandha, to send the energy up to the third eye. When you have to exhale, you do it with open hands out to the side, like you want to clear out your space all the way down. And then you rest into the awareness of what happened. Probably you can still feel a lot of energy moving to the solar plexus area, into the belly. Third chakra, color is yellow, like the sun. Feeling warmth, energized. Taking a deep inhale and exhale fully. Good. We're moving up now to the area of the chest. We're still connected to the diaphragm, but we are connecting it to the chest area, the heart. So this Kriya is really beautiful Kriya to feel the connection of the heart to the space of the arms and hands. So we're going to take the left hand in front of the heart, palm facing forward, and the right hand is holding the left. So we're doing this mudra, which is also called Ganesha mudra. So as you pull your hands a bit away from one another, you feel this tension. Try to keep this tension all the way through the Kriya. Hands are at the level of the heart, the level of the sternum, chest is open. We inhale and take the left elbow up, and exhale and the right. We can go slow or we can go faster. Closing the eyes, looking to the third eye center, finding your rhythm and getting lost in your rhythm. Opening the sides of the rib cage, intercostal muscles, more, 9, 8, 4, 2, and 1. Let's come back to the center. Deep inhale. Pull the hands away from one another. Hold your breath. Squeeze Mula Bandha, belly in. Uddiyana Bandha. Send the energy up to the third eye center. And then when you have to release, you release and relax. Just notice where the energy is now. The area of the arms, but also the chest, the sides of the chest. Feeling that we are really bringing the energy up from the lowest part to the highest parts of our body. Filling up the heart space with oxygen. The color is green for this chakra. Deep inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's move up a bit higher to the level of the shoulders. We're still in the heart space. We bring the hands on top of the shoulders, thumbs behind, and fingers in front. We're gonna inhale, moving the chest and gaze to the left. Exhale to the right. Closing the eyes. Keep on focusing your gaze to the third eye. Turning the head as well, so with that we are bringing also the neck into this Kriya. Ten, 9, 8. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come back to the center. Keep the arms up. Deep inhale. Holding your breath, squeezing root lock, squeezing belly, sending the energy up, 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 up to the space in between the eyebrows. And then release and exhale. And relax. Noticing what this Kriya brought up for you. Noticing where we are with our journey. Moving up now from the shoulders to the neck. This is a very dear Kriya to me because I tend to have a lot of tension in my shoulders, and this really helps me to release. So palms facing down, we're gonna inhale, lifting up the shoulders to the ears, exhale down, quite fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lifting up the shoulders, keeping them lifted, squeeze them towards the ears. Holding your breath, squeeze Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, sending the energy up to the third eye. And then exhale to relax and release. Noticing the energy at the level of the shoulders and neck. Deep inhale and exhale. We're gonna now move the neck, the head in circles. But first of all, I would like you to find Kechari Mudra. So this mudra really helps with the positioning of the head in space by pressing the tongue on the palate. So really pressing up, even feeling the soft palate. If you can turn your tongue in and press up to the soft palate, then great. Otherwise, don't worry. It's really a great mudra to feel this uplifting energy and this awareness coming to the pituitary gland. So the space in between your eyebrows, deep inside your head. And from here with Kechari Mudra, we're gonna move the head in circular motions, starting from anti-clockwise, like we did at the beginning. The breath is soft, gentle but deep. Shoulders are keeping relaxed. And then changing direction clockwise. And coming back, pressing the tongue to the palate. Inhale. Holding the breath, squeezing Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, sending the energy up to the third eye. Your gaze is focused there. And exhale, relax. noticing how your whole body feels now. We completed the Kriya, and you can finish with a meditation or just a moment of gratitude. As you take your arms up to the sky, inhaling, we're taking the hands together, passing from the forehead, stopping a moment there, clearing up your thoughts, and then bringing the prayer down to the heart. Connecting again the mind to the heart. Gratitude for yourself for taking this time to practice. And I'm grateful for you for allowing me to be your guide. Sat Nam, which means I am truth. Let me know how it went, leaving me a comment below. And sharing is caring. If you found this helpful and you find your energy a bit higher, a bit more focused, I do. And so I hope you did too. Thank you so much. Grazie, grazie. Sat Nam again. Have a good day.